Okay, so let's talk about AI psychosis in the programming industry, which is something that has been rampant over the last months, especially since December or January. So if you go watch one of my previous videos, I talked about how I'm pretty much done with using AI agents for programming. Now, I'm not saying that's something that you either need to do or not do. That was my choice, but most of the reasons that I gave during that video are very related to this. So I stumbled upon this tweet by Mitchell, which is the creator of the Ghosty terminal, and he says here that I strongly believe that there are companies right now under heavy AI psychosis, and it's impossible to have rational conversations about it with them. And this is true because a lot of people just are under such a spell, such a like it is at the same time I would say groupthink. It is also at the same time just the general like AI psychosis by that happens when AI gives you feedback, and this is something that has been again on the rise ever since around December or January. And even people that at that time said, okay, there are a lot of mistakes that AI agents make, there are a lot of things that you need to be careful about, they now simply say that I don't even read the code, I don't even pay attention to the code. So people who were still very much skeptical about it just threw everything out the window when it comes to the skepticism, and they now just fully quote unquote believe in like the religion of AI agents. But before we continue with this video, I want to invite you to join the Tech with Tourists Inner Circle, a private group for programmers that want to grow their skills and explore new and interesting topics within programming. When you join, you'll get access to weekly group calls for members only, where we'll do everything from teaching classes, have open-ended discussions, and explore new and fun projects. When you join, you'll also get access to a private Discord server where you'll be able to chat with other members and with me. And last but not least, you'll have access to exclusive pre-recorded courses on a range of different topics such as front-end development, back-end development, machine learning, tooling, and much more. To join, go to techwithtourist.com/IC. That's techwithtourist.com/IC. So he says here that I can't name any specific people because they include personal friends I deeply respect, but I worry about how this plays out. And then he talks about here something related to cloud and cloud infrastructure, how this sort of played out in the past, which I'm going to skip over since I'm not really familiar with these terms. But he says then here that the main issue is that I don't even know how to bring this up to people because I know personally because bringing this topic up leads to immediately dismissals like no, it has full test coverage or bug reports are going down or something like that, which is very ludicrous to even say in the first place because tests are not like a one-to-one view into a system. You can have tests that miss a lot of things, which happens all the time, and while tests are a good thing to begin with, and I think that you should have tests within a system, they are not like the entire picture. And I think that people who say these kind of things, they just forget how much the AIs just lie and make things up. So you can spend like an entire day just going down a rabbit hole because of something that the AI claimed, and then you realize it is not true at all. And this is easier to identify when you are working within a topic or an industry that you know about, because you can very quickly realize that the AI is just completely making things up. So when I, for example, am working within a code base that is, let's say, related to React or related to front-end, back-end developments, stuff that I'm already more familiar with, I'm very aware that the AI just makes a lot of mistakes all the time. It just makes things up and it makes a lot of claims that are not true. So if you tell the AI to fix a particular bug, it is indeed going to try to fix it, try to see if the tests go from red to green, but it's not going to make good decisions, and you can see that pretty clearly. But if you are working within an industry or like field that you do not know a lot about, that means that you're not going to be able to see that to begin with, and you're going to think, okay, yeah, the AI is making a lot of claims, I'm going to take them at face value. So this is something that I constantly try to basically bring to mind when I'm using AI. It is very possible that the claims that are being made right now are just false, and I need to have this in mind constantly. And I think that as a system like progresses from being very much a system that you know exactly what's happening to a system that is very much a black box, you start to miss chance, or like that opportunity, or that ability, I should say, to be able to know exactly what's happening within the system and be able to, I would say, quote unquote, fact check the AI and say, okay, these claims are not true. That ability lessens with time. So basically, like, let's say you have this entire front end and back end system, there's a lot of things going on, and as you just do things without checking the code, you just tell the AI agent to do something, you just approve everything, you're going to lose a lot of that knowledge that you need to be able to understand the entire system, and then you're going to fall into this trap where you just accept everything that the AI says, and it just becomes a ball of like slop and mess as time goes on. So then he says here, we already learned this lesson once in infrastructure. You can automate yourself into a very resilient catastrophe machine. System can appear healthy by local metrics while globally becoming incomprehensible. And then he talks here about, again, stuff that I'm not really familiar with, the cloud infrastructure side of things, but this is very much true here. This like systems can appear healthy by local metrics, this claim, while globally becoming incomprehensible. And this is exactly like I said, things can appear to be working very well because the AI is capable of fixing those local issues. So that test now passes, the other test that was red is now green, and it sort of is able to fix all of these things all over the place. But the cohesiveness of the system and your ability to be able to fact check the AI and call it out when it's just making stuff up or making incorrect decisions goes out the window, and it like lessens as time goes on. So yeah, basically this is it, and I think that it is something that will definitely have to be self-corrected within the industry, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I think that it is something that if you're watching this and if you understand what I say, I think that it is very important that you keep in mind when you are using these tools that they still are not like, they're just not reliable, for you to let them do their thing and not check their work and not check their decisions, and just let them do like all of your work and you just approve or try to quote unquote review, which is really just skimming over the, like, going over the code very quickly and okay, this seems good, but I don't really know what's happening here. So I think that's just very, very dangerous. So yeah, this is it. Basically this is what I wanted to talk about in this video, and I'll see you on the next one.